Hello. I am so glad to have the opportunity to talk with you about your child for a little while. She is such a joy to have in my class. She always tries her hardest and has a smile on her face and is very upbeat all the time. Just wanted y'all to know that. As you know, over the last couple weeks, we have been working on assessments for reading, and she has made quite a bit of progress since our last one. I just wanted to go over what we did over the last couple weeks before we get really started and to kind of give you an idea. She's taken several assessments. I have notes, so I'll be looking at them a little bit off and on so that way I don't forget what we're supposed to be talking about today. We have been able to narrow down some areas that we're going to have to work on a little bit harder, but she's doing a really great job. So a little background. We have assessed, we've done a reading survey and inventory that kind of tells us what she's interested in, how she feels about reading, just little things like that. It was just a questionnaire, smiley faces and fun things. She really enjoyed that. We did a sight word test, which is words that you can recognize right off the bat. We've done a spelling test, which we've all taken those. Fluency test, which is how fast and legible, or I guess understandable would be the word for her to be reading. Accuracy, speed, and the ease is really what it is. And then we've done a comprehension, which is we need to see how much she's understanding of what she's reading. And then a cloze test, which uses context clues to help figure out what word is missing in this story. So let's get started. According to her reading survey and inventory, she is very interested in reading. She seems to really like it. She said it was fun, and she picked several different genres that I didn't know she liked, and so I'm going to make sure to have several more of those available in my classroom for her to pick when it's time to read. She is a little cautious when it comes to reading aloud or having someone else come in the room that she's not used to, and I thought that was very interesting. Next, we had her sight words. She was amazing at the sight words. She read over 200 and very minimal errors. She did a really great job. On the spelling assessment, she showed to be in the early stages of within the word pattern. So what this means is she's in the average range of 7 to 10-year-olds. With a little practice and instructions, I feel like we could move her up a couple more to be a little closer to her peers. She's doing a really great job. She got a little stuck on the tricky vowels. And those are hard sometimes. And we're just going to work a little harder on that. And she'll get there. We'll just make sure to explicitly teach and have some more fun games with those. Her fluency skills are incredible. She reads at a great and understandable rate. If she comes to a word that she doesn't understand, she backs up a little bit and reads the sentence again, and then she says the word right, or she'll even sound out the letters, and then she'll repeat it and make it make sense to her, and that's a very good self-correcting skills, and I was very impressed. She was also very confident when she was reading. She just blew right through it, like exactly she's supposed to. She knew exactly what she was supposed to be doing, and I feel like she did a wonderful job. For the comprehension assessment, I read several passages starting at 3rd grade level, and then with each passage we grew another grade, so it was 3rd and then 4th and 5th and so on. And after the passage I read, we had questions to see if she understood what was going on. She didn't go to any struggle until we reached the 7th grade level. So she did a really, really great job. The last assessment was the cloze test. This one was a little more difficult. She'd never seen this before. It's basically a paragraph. It's on grade level or reading level. And what we do is we put it into a program on the computer, and it strategically takes out a word. I think it was every 10 words it took out. And her responsibility is to go back and put those words back in. There's a word bank at the bottom, and since she'd never seen this before, I tried to explain to her how to use the word bank and what to do. We went through it beforehand. And she chose not to use word bank, which is fine. She just wanted to make it sound right in her head. And at the end, most of the words she chose actually made sense, even if they weren't quite on par with what actually came out of it. It did show that she had quite a bit of frustration when we got to the end, off of the scoring wise. And it gave me some really good insight of what we need to navigate and work on when we're in the classroom. I'm going to make sure to add those notes into her individualized plan, and we are going to add some activities and work on that as well, and make sure to give her more opportunities to see those kinds of assessments or even just activities, so that way they're not new and scary and weird. So I have a few questions. I want to know what reading looks like for you guys at home. Do y'all read her books at night? Do y'all sit down? Do y'all have books available? Do y'all read to her? Does she read to you? What kind of reading do y'all do at home? Do y'all have any questions for me? Any ideas, input, anything y'all want me to talk about? I'm always open for ideas, and I love having parent help and involvement. It's so important. I want to thank you again for coming here and taking your precious time to spend time with me and talk about your child and the importance of her reading journey. It's been such a pleasure to teach her, and I am grateful that I get to continue. I'm going to finish up today by encouraging you guys to read some more at home. I know you said you did, but there's never too much reading. Read to her, read out loud to her. I know it seems kind of weird, but that bonding time and then hearing you say the words helps reinforce the ideas that she's learning here and that she's getting in her own head, and then have her read the same thing to you and see what the difference is, and see how well she reads compared to you, and encourage her. And then the more she reads, the more fluent and confident even she'll get, and learn all of the new skills just by listening and doing. She has a very bright future ahead, and thank you again.